My family invited me to a wedding and deliberately excluded my wife.
I never thought a wedding invitation could make me question my entire idea of family. It showed up on a totally normal morning, wedged between bills and junk mail. I almost didn't open it. If I'd known what it would start, I might have left it there a bit longer. The envelope was fancy, heavy, chosen with care. My brother's wedding had been the only thing my family talked about for months. My mom was obsessed, my dad pretended not to care but secretly did, and my wife had already helped brainstorm decorations and menus. This was supposed to be a happy thing. I opened it and rinsed, then again, then a third time, really slowly. My name was there all alone, not and guest, not and family. Just me. At first I figured it was a mistake. A printing error, something careless but innocent. But the longer I stared at it, the less likely that seemed. My wife and I had been married for 4 years. She wasn't new. She wasn't a stranger. She'd been at every holiday, every birthday, every single family crisis. Excluding her wasn't an accident. It was a decision. I waited until she got home from work, and that wait felt like forever. When I finally handed her the invitation, I watched the realization wash over her face. First confusion, then disbelief, then a quiet hurt that cuts way deeper than anger. She tried to laugh it off, saying maybe another one was coming, maybe they just forgot, but we both knew. She had been deliberately left out. I called my mother that night. She didn't deny it. She danced around it, talking about limited guest lists and complicated dynamics, as if my wife was just some random acquaintance. The more she talked, the clearer it became that no one had even tried to defend my wife when rumors and assumptions took over. That night, my wife cried silently, pretending she wasn't. I sat next to her, feeling helpless, angry, and so ashamed. Ashamed that my own family could be so cruel. Ashamed I didn't see it coming. The next few days were a blur of unanswered calls and vague texts. My brother dodged my calls. His fiancée sent polite, empty replies that explained nothing. It was obvious this wasn't about space or money. It was about something else. Someone decided my wife didn't belong, and everyone else just went along with it because it was easier. Finally, the truth came out. A relative had twisted an innocent comment my wife made into something malicious. Jealousy did the rest. Instead of just asking her, instead of trusting the person they'd known for years, they chose to believe gossip because it was easier. When I confronted them, there were tears and apologies, but it was too late. The damage was done. Trust doesn't shatter with a loud bang. It just cracks quietly, and it never looks the same again. I told them I wasn't coming to the wedding without my wife. It wasn't a threat or a power move. It was a boundary. She is my family. If she wasn't welcome, then neither was I. That decision cost me sleep. It meant standing up to the people who raised me, who share my name. But standing beside my wife was non-negotiable. Loyalty isn't about when it's easy. It's about when it costs you something. In the weeks that followed, things started to change. My family began to realize the weight of what they'd done. Real apologies replaced excuses. We had uncomfortable, but honest, conversations. They finally started to see my wife not as an outsider, but as the person who had quietly held our family together more times than I can count. A new invitation arrived, properly addressed this time. But the paper didn't matter as much as the effort that came after. My wife didn't rush to forgive them. She took her time. She spoke her truth calmly and firmly, without bitterness. Watching her handle it with such grace just reminded me exactly why I chose her. When the wedding day came, we went together. Not because everything was magically fixed, but because healing had finally begun. It was awkward at times. You could feel the tension, but you could also feel sincerity, growth, and accountability. That night, as we watched my brother and his new wife dance, she squeezed my hand and gave me a soft smile. It wasn't a smile of victory, it was a smile of resilience. On the drive home, she asked if I regretted any of it. The arguments, the distance, the stress. I told her the truth, not for a second. Because that stupid piece of paper taught me something no party ever could. Family isn't just about blood. It's about who shows up when it counts, who listens when it's hard, and who chooses love even when it makes things messy. We didn't walk away unscarred, but we walked away united. And in the end, that mattered more than any wedding or tradition ever could. Thanks for listening to my story. If you've ever had to stand up for someone you love, let me know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories about what really makes a family.